Greetings all, Shane Bruce, Restomod Daisy, and hey, it's a tale of 3 pop guns, 2 Ricochet rifles, 1 pop gun. One of my viewers, after watching the video we did on this gun a while back, said, hey, I've got one of those and it doesn't make the sound and it doesn't make any smoke. Can I send it to you? I said, sure, send it on. Well, this is the little beauty that showed up. This is also a Daisy 660 training rifle. It is a Ricochet rifle, you can tell by the metallic forearm, and since it's a Ricochet rifle, it should be a smoke rifle as well. A pop gun, smoke gun, Ricochet rifle. And as we demonstrated with the beat-up version here from my Bermuda, you'll notice it's not nearly as nice a gun, by the way. Let's look at the paint on them real quick. This does have the 3-star lever, which is cool, but that nasty old chip paint and that rusty forearm, it just don't look that hot. I haven't brought myself to making a decision to do anything to it yet, but that is in the future. This is an example of one that looks really clean. You'll notice that the paint on the barrel shroud and the receiver matches the paint on the metallic forearm. Such a cool idea. Now this is a later version because it has the gold-plated, or gold-painted, Daisy line lever. See, it says Daisy and there's the line, so that's why they call it a line lever, versus the 3-star lever, which has 3 stars. It's an earlier vintage. Now, here's something I didn't think about because I had never seen that many of the Ricochet rifles. This gun is set up as a later iteration. You'll notice that instead of bolts at the trigger and at the stock, it has rivets. So in order to crack this thing open, I would have to grind off these rivet heads to be able to extract the lever, the trigger, and the buttstock to gain access to the compression, plunger assembly, the springs, and everything else. I'm going to ask the owner about that, but I'm probably not going to do it. Now, I got this one on the table. The third one is not a Ricochet rifle, but it is, bless you. You'll notice this is a 960. Yeah.
Hold on. Okay.
It's a 960 training rifle, not to be confused with the 660 training rifle.
Trusty training rifle, you mean?
Trusty, indeed. Now, this one has issues. Let me demonstrate. When you're working on guns that don't do anything but make noise, it's a little different process. So on the old 960 Trusty, oh, here's something else I wanted to highlight. Both of these guns, the pop gun and Ricochet rifle, you notice have these odd-looking detents on the top of the receiver. This is a mount, a little slip-on mount for a fake scope that Daisy used to make to give you the illusion that you're firing a scoped rifle while you're playing with your pop gun that doesn't shoot anything anyway. So it doesn't really matter, you know, but it does look cool. And you'll notice that the sheet metal on this 960 is elevated enough to be able to accept a slip-on mount, whereas this one has been beaten down.
Oh.
Boy, you talk about me coughing.
Bro, look.
So, these have been beaten down through age and wear and tear. They are repairable by prizing them up, but it would be a delicate operation. Something we might pursue if the customer wants us to go ahead and pop these rivets out and install bolts so that you can actually access the internal mechanism. All right, so on a pop gun, let's back out a little bit. I don't think this is a smoking pop gun, even though it does have the spring in the center up here, so it might have made smoke at some point in time, but if you'll hear this sound, listen to this. Did you hear that mechanical slap?
Yeah.
All right, I'm going to do that one more time. You got to quit smoking.
Coming from a professional nicotine man.
From the pro. And if you'll notice here, this is a new test feature fixture that we have devised. This is the Restomod Puff-O-Matic. Puff-O-Matic. We'll see if we get a puff of air. No
Absolutely
air.
Not.
So we know that our compression cup or our abutment seal are gone because this is a sealed tube. It should be compressing air to get the pop sound, and it's not. So there's an internal problem here that'll have to be fixed, which means I'll do a video about how to cut these out of here without marring too much of the finish. Too much of the finish. We'll get some mars, but not too big. Now, utilizing the puffometer with our working Ricochet rifle, pop gun, smoke gun, watch the results on the puffometer.
Whoa, one full turn.
A full turn.
Oh, man.
Let's do that again because that, you know, it's science. Oh, there we go. I like the way it just kind of flips over lazily like a gymnast. All right, when this one got in, Before I oiled the snot out of it, it would not push that past a quarter. But now, after a lot of elbow grease and quite a bit of oil, we got the same thing. And if you'll notice, it is also...
I apologize, man. It's rough out
Are
here.
you got it in frame? It also now smokes.
Put it a little lower so it's on the wood. There you go. We need the darker background.
Right there?
A little up more. Like, yep, there.
Right there?
Yep. Oh, perfect.
Lots of smoke. I don't think it's got quite enough pop yet. One more time. But you can hear a pop. Now, if we put the Restomod Super Mega Pop Maker on by merely pushing it into the end of the barrel, oh, a little duct tape goes a long way. See if the viewership can detect the difference in tone. It sounds different to me. Looks a little wonky. Sooner or later, I'll get that revised down to a point where it's a pop on, pop off fitting. But are you in the right spot for the smoke?
Yes. Wow.
Different tone, different tone. So the bottom line, kids, is that if you've got a 660 Ricochet Rifle training rifle, and it's not making this sound, if it's making this sound, you're going to need seals. If you hear that slap, you need seals. But if it's getting some compression, all you really need to do to it is oil the squeeze out of it. Now, I even moved up to using the old bottled Croil.
Whoa.
Because the bottled Croil does a good job. But the regular 10W30 will work. You just have to work harder at it. They need lots and lots and lots of oil if they're going to almost imitate a diesel by aerosolizing the oil into a mist so that you can get all your money's worth. Get your smoke. Ooh, look at that curling out of there. And your ricochet. And your pop. And if you venture down to the hardware store, you can get one of these, I think they're 1/2 inch to 3/4 step downs or something like that, close to it. And plug that in with a bit of duct tape, or maybe do a more pro job if you want to permanently install it, and get the Mega Super Pop smoke rifle. So there we are. She's cleaned up. I'll get with the owner and see if he wants me to make this a gun that can be serviced or leave as is. This one will get converted to a gun that can be serviced because I got to pull those seals out. All right, so kids, that's it for Pop Gun Mania here at Restomod Daisy. That's all we've got for you today, kids. This is Shane Bruce with Restomod Daisy, signing off.